Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Can you turn it a little bit like this? Just a little bit. Thank you, Prabhu. All right. Hare Krishna. So, we'll be taking a look at the Bhagavad Gita. Can everyone hear in the back? Yeah? Okay. So, we'll go to the introduction and we can chant this. So these are some prayers. If you'd like, you can follow along. And the idea is that we want to enter deeply into the mood of a recipient. We were speaking about this before. We'll receive we'll open ourselves. We can meditate on opening ourselves up to the mercy of Krishna. So, here we go. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmeditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. Little higher. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. He was chanting also. So, these are the prayers to the spiritual master and to Krishna and his associates. And by chanting these prayers, we prepare ourselves to receive the message of Bhagavad Gita. So, I'll go back to that. And there's a verse here which I would like to look at. I'll show you like this. Daivi. Yeah, so this is the verse. So I'm just going to find the proper reference. Prabhupada quoted this verse quite a lot. I just want to find the... Do you know, Prabhu? The number? Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, there it is. This is a great website to go down a rabbit hole with. There's a lot here. You know? You have a lot of options online. This is a good one. So, this is Bhagavad Gita. This is the original Sanskrit text. This is called Devanagari. It means the language which is spoken in the heavenly planets where the demigods reside. Right? Devanagari. So that means in the villages of the... This is the language which is spoken in the villages of the Devas, the heavenly planets. And this is a scholarly translation here, which is called transliteration, where you take the same sounds which are pronounced above and you use the English words or the English letters. Nice. Okay, so this is the verse and we can chant it in call and response. So it goes like this. Daivihya gunamayi Mama maya duratyaya Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite Daivihya gunamayi Mama maya duratyaya. This is the third line. Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. Last one. Daivihya gunamayi Mama maya duratyaya Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. Would anybody like to chant this? You can raise your hand. Anyone want to chant? And we'll listen to you. Daivihya gunamayi Mama maya duratyaya Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. You want to try? Yeah. Daivihya gunamayi Mama maya duratyaya Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. Have you been practicing? Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Anybody else? Okay. Yeah? Okay. All right. Here we go. So this is the synonyms. We can do call and response here as well. Daivi, transcendental. He, certainly. Esha, this. Gunamayi, consisting of the three modes of material nature. Mama, my, Maya, energy, Duratyaya, very difficult to overcome. Mam, unto me, Eva, certainly, Ye, those who, Prapadyante, surrender, Mayam etam, this illusory energy, Taranti, overcome, Te, they. Okay. Would anyone like to read the translation? Okay. Your brother can do it in the red. Oh, no, not brothers? Okay. Pardon me. Friends.
This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me immediately cross beyond it.
Okay. And we can take some turns reading this. So you can take the first paragraph also.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead has innumerable energies, and all these energies are divine. Although the living entities are part of his energies and are therefore divine, due to contact with material energy, their original superior power is covered. Being thus covered by material energy, one cannot possibly overcome its influence. As previously stated, both the material and spiritual natures being emanations from the Supreme Personality of Godhead are eternal. The living entities belong to the eternal superior nature of the Lord, but due to the contamination by the inferior nature, matter illusion is also eternal. The conditioned soul is therefore called Nitya Bhaya, or eternally conditioned. No one can trace out the history of its becoming conditioned at a scientific and material history. Consequently, his release from the clutches of material nature is difficult, even though that material nature is an inferior energy, because material energy can ultimately be conducted by the supreme will, which the living entity cannot overcome. Inferior material nature is defined herein as divine nature due to its divine connection and movement by the divine will. Being conducted by divine will, material nature, although inferior, acts so wonderfully in destruction of cosmic manifestation. The Vedas confirm this as follows: Mayantu Prachrin Vidyam Mayam Sumaya Severa, also Maya illusion is all sorts temporary. The background of Maya is the supreme magician, the personality of Godhead, who is Mahesavara, the supreme controller. The Vestas Bhattara Upanishad 1.10.
Very nice. Okay, so that was quite, quite a lot there. Would you be able to raise the volume on that mic? So I'll just unpack some of this, and then we'll read the next one, okay? So this is called a purport. So this text, the translation, was spoken by Krishna himself. 5,000 years ago, he had a conversation with Arjuna. Arjuna is the greatest warrior of the Battle of Kurukshetra. And that was a massive world war that happened 5,000 years ago. Before that war happened, there was this conversation that Krishna had with Arjuna in order to teach him some spiritual principles which he would apply on the battlefield while he did his duty for 18 days war. In those times, the wars were conducted by righteous, formulas, you could say. There is a certain prescribed way which nations or people will actually fight, and they'll dispute certain topics in a certain way. And basically, during the daytime, there would be battle. And the battle would be conducted in various ways, but basically it'd be like one-on-one to the death type of thing. And the greatest warriors are called Maharathas, right? They're great chariot warriors who could battle thousands of warriors at one time. So these Maharathis, these great persons, they were on both sides. There's many great warriors, but Arjuna was certainly the most important warrior of that battle. And before that, right, which was a grueling 18 days war, you'll fight until a certain point, and then the battle will be over. Then they will actually be friends. Both sides would actually commune, break bread, and so forth. And the next day they would battle again. So it was a type of a valor, of a courageousness that the warriors had. Where the leaders of nations would be the ones on the front line. You know? Now, leaders are in the back with a button. Right? That's happening. So that type of leadership is not exactly the Vedic standard. Right? So 5,000 years ago, there was a different standard for pretty much everything, but that was one of them. So, during that grueling war, Arjuna needed some juice. He needed some encouragement. He needed some principles to stay grounded in. Each one of us has principles which we stay grounded in. And if we have shaky principles, then it's hard for us to feel confident about our activities in life. Right? So, the mind, sometimes he likes something. Sometimes the mind doesn't like the same thing. There's an example, water. Water in this time of year is kind of getting to the point where we don't like it. You know? It's too cold after I take my bath, you know? It's just not right. Not cool. So, but before, in the summertime, I was praying that the water will come on my head. Somebody dump a bucket. Especially if anyone was here on Janmashtami, it was a little hot in here. Right? We wanted a bucket on top of the head during that time. We didn't have any AC. So that was tough. It was in September. So anyway, the mind changes. Principles, spiritual principles, they're eternal. So Krishna took the opportunity to teach Arjuna eternal spiritual principles by which he could make sound decisions throughout the very tough, intense battle of Kurukshetra. And for our benefit, this same conversation we're hearing right now. These words, this sound, he literally spoke to Arjuna. The same sound. So the black text is the words of Krishna, and the purport is the elaboration. Meaning, we want to flush it out. We want to understand it more deeply. What is Krishna saying when he says, we can all repeat it together. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. What does Krishna mean? There's a few things here. He says divine energy of mind. Okay, so we know Krishna speaking. Divine energy, what's that? Consisting of the three modes of material nature. What's that? Difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered, what does surrender mean? Can easily cross beyond it. Right? So we have a few questions that you may be asking, and the purpose of the purport is where the teacher explains all those things so that one can enter deeply and form a relationship with the teacher. Like the Srila Prabhupada, our teacher, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he wrote this purport. And in this purport, he's trying to bring us closer to the speaker of Gita, which is Krishna. And Krishna, we understand from the Bhagavad Gita, is our supreme well-wisher. He's our friend, and he's within everyone's heart. He's also in the spiritual world, which is our eternal home. And if we form a relationship with him by understanding what he said, then we can get closer to harmony with our real self, which is one of his associates. Just like every one of us, we have our family, we have our friends, we have associates. Krishna, he also has his associates. And actually every one of us are one of his associates, and we exist to associate with him. Right? That's our purpose, is to have a relationship. Spend time together, So by getting this purport, by hearing this purport, we can enter into that deeper relationship with Krishna. So let us try to unpack the purport, which is also sometimes required because it's very dense. So basically, God has innumerable energies. All of them are divine because he himself is divine, right? So if the source is divine, then everything coming from that source is also divine. Now, we are also part of his energies. We are also divine, right? But due to contact with the material energy, our original superior power is covered. So there's different energies of the Lord that are in different categories, right? We also have different energies. One of our energies is thought. One of our energies is speech. They're different energies. But you are the controller, in one sense, of both of those different types of energies. Similarly, God or Krishna, he has these two energies, superior and inferior. He speaks about that in the 7th chapter. We've been covered, even though, we are divine, we are part of him, we've been covered by the material energy. So that's what we were speaking about. We've become ensconced in matter. We ourselves are eternal spirit soul, and now we're ensconced in this material body. And it's giving me pain. Just like my foot is asleep right now. It's very real. I feel that pain. It's not pleasing. It's not pleasurable. But I myself am the spirit soul. I have nothing to do with this body, actually. So, as previously stated, both the material and spiritual natures are eternal. Means matter and spirit are all eternal. Right? Wherever there's life, there's a soul. That soul is eternal, and also matter is also eternal. So they say energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Matter, right? So it says, we belong to the superior nature, but we've become contaminated by the inferior nature, matter. Then our illusion is also eternal. That's what's called nitya baddha. That means we cannot trace out how long we've been in this material world, trying to figure it out. We were born and we think we are the son of a certain person. We think we are the brother of a certain person. We think we are the mother of a certain daughter. We think we are like that. Something. We think we're, but actually, we can't trace out how long we've been in this quagmire. We're in a very sticky situation in this material world. And that's what it's called, that's what it means to be called eternally conditioned. That means my eternal knowledge has been checked. My eternal consciousness, or my full consciousness, my full awareness is checked by material misidentification. Right? So it says here, if he wants to get out of this material energy, right, it's very difficult. Because that energy which is conditioning us is controlled by the divine will of Krishna. So this means that if we want to become free, right? If we want to become free from the shackles of material life, which we find ourselves, then we have to figure out how to get on his good side to try to become free. So we being parts of the supreme whole, our will is minute. So by my own will, I cannot become free from that which he controls. But if he wills it, then I can become free. Right? In Christianity it said, thy will be done. That's a nice prayer. That's a really nice prayer. So, it's obviously very wonderful, the creation and destruction of this material world. Anybody who takes some time to analyze this material world will find beauty, they'll find majesty, they'll find design. Wherever there is a wonderful design, there's also a designer. You know? Every article of clothing has a certain design, a construction. Every single piece of equipment has a design. And there is a designer also. You know? So it says here that although, right? Although Maya, illusion, is false or temporary, the background of Maya is the supreme magician, the personality of Godhead, who is Maheshwara, the supreme controller. So this means that Krishna, or God, is behind the scenes of this material world. And everything that is happening in this material world is ultimately going on by his divine will. And it's very magical, actually. You know, every single species of life has an exact pair. And through union of those two pieces, then there is actually a body produced which is actually inhabited by another soul. A third person comes there into that new body which is developed by the combination of the two pairs, the two halves, or you could say. This is very magical. So this goes on. I won't have time for this exactly. But I wanted to mention how the process in this age is very simple, and it's been passed down in a wonderful way. The word I want to touch on is this surrender word. If we would like to harmonize ourselves with the will of Krishna to escape our current situation being conditioned by this material body and mind, then we have to take up service to Krishna. Surrender is a kind of a heavy word, but actually it's very sweet. Right? And surrender ultimately is actually service. Just like, say we are the say we are the son of a father, and he asks us to do a chore. Surrender, or that practically means we're doing some service, right? To act in harmony with that relationship means to serve. Similarly, to be a student of a teacher means to do the assignments, pay attention in class. It's a type of a service that we render to the teacher. If we are a cook in a restaurant, then we are rendering a service to the proprietor of the restaurant and also to the, those who come to the restaurant to eat. We're cooking, we're doing that service. And that's a surrender to our identity as the cook. It's more or less harmony. So surrender could be translated in many ways. I like the word harmony. When we harmonize with the will of God, then we become free from the divine energy which is trapping us and giving us so much pain and suffering. And the best way, or the most direct way to harmonize with the will of Krishna is to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So that is the process which we do daily on our beads. Is anybody doing some rounds at home a little bit? Okay. We have some humble devotees, they don't like to brag. It's very good. It's very healing. We were speaking about healing. This is great meditation. In Krishna consciousness, it's all about healing. All of it. It's amazing. It's all healing. It's all very good. And we can pray for that. My gosh, may I receive this healing that I've so badly needed more and more and more as fast as possible. When we have an injury, we want to recover right away. Not a long time. No, I'll just wait. I don't need to heal. No, everyone wants to heal right away, isn't it? So that's the call. If we take that consciousness and we say, heal me spiritually, Krishna, please heal me spiritually. Then with that attitude, with that mood, with that prayer, the effect of this bhakti yoga is very, very potent. And it can be imbued into every word, into every dance, every action, every thought can be imbued with this attitude. Please, my dear Lord Krishna, please heal me as fast as possible. So I can become harmonized with your will and I can dance in your divine play. Okay, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So let me check the time here. Okay, I did it with your help. So we got the food here. That's prasadam. We'll honor that prasadam. And before that, we'll say a prayer. If anybody would like to spend a little more time with the deities, please go there now. You can stand up and go closer. And we'll sing the prayer and we'll start the prasadam. So he's going to close the curtain in just a few minutes. So please go and have a darshan if you like, okay? So we'll sing the prayer for honoring prasadam. Sharira bijaja Jodendriya taheka Jive file vishaya sagure Tarmaje jivayati Loba moy sudurmati Take je takatina samsare Krishna baradoya moy Kori bara jiva jai Swaprasadana dilo bai Say anamrita pao Radha Krishna guna gao Premeda ko Chaitanya nitai Shishi Gornitai Bhagavat Prasad ki jai. Okay, so everyone can line up for prasadam, and please help yourself, or please feel free to enjoy to your full satisfaction. Thank you. Nice job. That was great.